Regional leaders pushing the issue of climate change to the world in the midst of an active Atlantic hurricane season. Leaders across the Caribbean are appealing for not only recognition when it comes to curbing climate change, but any assistance the international community can render. Just this weekend, several Caribbean representatives outlined their positions on climate change to the United Nations, among them the Bahamas and Dominica. Altavis Munnings has more from both leaders of both countries.
Dominica's Ministry of the Environment cited in a recent presentation that the island is extremely vulnerable to climate change. Some of those impacts include a global rise in temperature of between 1.1 degrees Celsius and 6.4 degrees Celsius by the year 2100. Sea level rise up to 10 inches by 2025, and more intense hurricanes resulting in intense rains and flash floods. Now, the island already comprises a rugged mountainous interior and 365 rivers and streams. As Dominica recovers from the devastation of Hurricane Maria, its Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit implores the international community to do more to assist with climate change, not only in Dominica, but throughout the Caribbean.
We have not been through such a situation before in terms of, except in 1979 with Hurricane David. We just came from a major tropical storm, Erica, 2 years ago. We're starting to recover from this, and here comes Maria. Our message to the international community has always been the impact of climate change on our communities, and unfortunately, we have to live with it in this practical sense, this really daunting sense. It is difficult for island states like us, and we do not have any, we do not emit any greenhouse gases, but we are the major sufferers of this. And this was my message to the international community at the UN yesterday. That look, we've been crying to you. Say, look, let us assist us in putting mitigation systems in place to minimize on the loss of lives and property.
Prime Minister Dr. The Honorable Hubert Minnis fully endorses the region's position on climate change. He believes renewable energy is one solution. He touted Dominica's use of solar energy in its hurricane recovery efforts.
His healthcare system was devastated. The dialysis unit patients need those continuously for survival, and they were able to introduce solar system for the functioning of the dialysis. And of course, that's what we want to do with respect to Ragged Island, and it gives the entire Caribbean an opportunity to move towards that solarization system. Because, as you mentioned about climate change, we must all do our part, and I think that would be a great contribution towards moving, assisting with climate change. Because if we continue down this road, it's only a matter of time before storms are in excess of 200 miles per hour. And our land below sea level, so we would be severely devastated. So it's essential that we move towards a green environment, not just the Bahamas, but the entire Caribbean.
After this weekend's United Nations meeting in New York, officials of the Bahamas and Dominica plan to engage in discussions with UN officials to obtain climate change assistance. Altavis Munnings, ZNS Network News.